Bookkeeping tips for construction companies. There are a lot of moving parts when it comes to construction. The beginning of a project starts out with estimating, which then moves to completing the work, then to completing the job and collecting the payment. All of these are equally crucial and are susceptible to their own challenges. As a small business owner, you need to make sure that you keep track of all your expenses at all times. There are several types of software that you can implement, or you may choose to hire an accounting professional. We're going to cover a few points that are sometimes overlooked or where mistakes are easily made in today's video. Overhead. Overhead in construction can be a lot, and sometimes forgotten about when estimating a job. This is usually because when you're quoting a job, you'll be thinking about labor, materials, and subtrades. You're focusing on what is needed to complete the project, so it's easy to forget about some of or all of the extras. Once you've made a complete list of your overhead expenses and add them up, now you need to allocate this amount to your projects. For example, if you determine that 20% of your profits are going to be paying your overhead expenses, then you need to add that same amount to your estimate. Poor job costing or estimating. In addition to not taking into consideration your overhead, you need to have a system in place for costing out your estimates and materials. You may remember big things like lumber and drywall, but if you forget the small things like nails or glue, these expenses can quickly add up. Job costing software is useful in that it's made up of cost types, cost activities, and cash flow analysis. But you still need to choose which work best for your company. Where the software will help you to keep track of your expenses, you still need to have an accurate estimate of what your labor costs are going to be, how long it's going to take you to do a particular job, and what are you paying as the hourly rate. As well, what are the expenses related to your subtrades? As with overhead, these can quickly affect your profit margin if you don't estimate correctly. Cash flow and variability in contract length. It's important to remember that even though you're following accrual accounting practices, you'll need to watch your cash flow as well. As mentioned before, when you post your expenses when they occur and your revenue when it is earned, these will not always line up in the same accounting period. This can quickly be a problem if you don't also monitor your cash flow, and you end up making decisions based only on a portion of the information. Construction contracts can last a week, or many years depending on the project. This can cause the expectation of payment terms to vary, or simply stated, your supplier may require immediate payment, or they may take 30, 60, 90-day payment terms for a longer or larger project. As well, your expectation of when you get paid can also vary. Tracking payments. With possibly having more than one job site, it's crucial to make sure you're not only tracking invoices, but also your payments coming in. You need to stay on top of when your bills are due so that you don't fall behind with your suppliers, and you need to make sure that payments are being allocated to the correct jobs. As well, you need to ensure your invoices are being paid in the time allocated. You may have holdbacks for your subtrades as well, as you may have builder holdbacks. Finally, you need to keep track of your expenses as they happen, on a daily or weekly basis. If you wait until the end of the month or year, you may not remember which job the invoice goes with. Change orders. In construction, there are frequently changes. Where change orders frequently mean additional income, it is important to remember not only the material and labor, but how they will affect your schedule. Any other jobs that require the same labor or subtrades. If you end up having to move other jobs or pay overtime, this will change your bottom line. Seasonal production cycle. This is something that is important to remember. If you live in a province that has extreme seasons, -30 or torrential rains, can seriously affect your revenue cycle, and you need to ensure you still have adequate cash flow. Not only can this affect the cost and availability of materials that you need and labor, it can throw off your timeline if it's not taken into account. Fixed cost pricing. This is based on a detailed estimate that presents the total cost of a project to its entirety. Progress billing is based on the percentage completed to that point. If you're a builder that consistently puts out the same project and you know all of your exact costs, this can work for you. Cost overruns can happen because there are other variables that cannot be controlled. For example, weather or site conditions or project material costs can skyrocket. Situations like in 2020 with everyone doing renovations, lumber was continuously changing in cost, and not to the benefit of the builder, who may have already set a fixed cost. A few reminders. Whether it's online or in a filing cabinet, make sure that you keep all your invoices and receipts. Where this may seem redundant in the era of technology, there's always the possibility of being audited, or more simply, there was a simple numerical error made or you need to confirm which job a cost was related to. Petty cash. Try to keep only a small amount in an account for petty cash so that you don't get into the habit of spending this money and having not have any record or receipts for these purchases. Another important reminder is to make sure you keep your business banking account separate from your personal account. Need help from an expert? With all the additional points to remember with construction bookkeeping, let one of our experts at Valley Business Center help. For over 30 years, Valley Business Center has been providing comprehensive bookkeeping, payroll, and tax services to our clients in Whistler, Squamish, the Sea to Sky Corridor, and Metro Vancouver, BC areas. Valley Business Center provides reliable and effective services to all clients. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like button and also remember to subscribe for more helpful information. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.